There's an argument to be made that dinosaurs are one of the cooler things in life. I just don't know if dinosaur movies are as cool anymore. What is up, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of 20,000 Films Under the Sea. I'm your director today on this fine, fine day, Ernell Pearson, alongside my co-director. It is T.J. Simfic. How was your week, good sir?
My week's been okay, dude. Just been chilling. Not doing too much. Just been kind of like, um, just trying to apply to jobs and working on some things.
Yep, staying busy, keeping yourself busy. I like
Yeah,
it.
staying busy. Just trying to, yeah, just staying busy.
All right, man. Well, I'm into it. I like it. It's good to see you busy during the summertime. Unlike one
hmm
guy who's never busy, it is Devin.
Yeah, this guy's never doing nothing, dude. Just
Devin,
had no plans right now
the
in July.
dude. Yeah, no plans ever, dude. He never
Bro,
has
yeah,
anything going on, man.
dude, I do. I'm the laziest person you've ever met. I don't do
He doesn't
anything.
do
Yeah,
anything,
he does
dude. Like
absolutely nothing.
couch
Anything.
potato, more like
Absolutely.
Devin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, speaking of being busy, this is like my last weekend of calm before the storm because like
Yeah.
every week moving forward, I'm gonna be getting ready to move.
Yeah. You are moving,
Yeah,
moving stressful, man.
I know. So like I have to pack up a whole house in the next like within the next like 2.5, 3 weeks and
That's
then
okay.
move.
You can do that. You can do that. You
It's
got
gonna be
this.
the first time I'm doing it by myself, which is weird.
Yeah. Do you have a lot like
Yeah.
are you a lot like abundance of stuff kind of guy or are you like kind of
No,
minimalist in your shit?
it's just like all the kitchen stuff is mine, the living room stuff is mine, the bathroom stuff is mine, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
I have
Mhm.
tools and stuff and yard tools and, you know, like it's just a lot. I got the bedroom, I have the office. The office is where like my abundance of stuff is in, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
cars, the video game stuff. But like, I got a couch and a chair, a couple tables, and lots of electronics. Like, lots, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, like, multiple game consoles. I was actually going through, like, my video game stuff, and, just here, I have about 13 game consoles.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I found an old laptop I haven't used in a long time t so,
I we're gonna have a deeper conversation on this on a different podcast or outside of the
yeah.
podcast, if you will, because there's an argument to be made of why, you know what I mean? Like why have all of it? You know what I'm saying? But like,
Don't
um,
I mean, it's just the consoles. It's more so, like, my parents got rid of my, like, old consoles, like GameCube and stuff like that,
mm,
and, like, ever since I lost that, I was like, "I never want to lose a console again." I like having them, because eventually when I buy a house, my backdrop is gonna be a bunch of consoles, you know?
yeah,
It's gonna
right,
be dope.
right.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Well,
That's real.
we will be not wanting to get rid of much more than that today because this is 20,000 Films Under the Sea. Terrible segues.
Woo,
Your choice
20,000
for all the nerdy pop
films.
media news, reviews, and
Woo!
discussions that you want each and every week. If you want to keep the lights on and cameras rolling, you can head on over to patreon.com/goodkrakenpods where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes like this one before they go live on podcasts and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. at a burp. But
Okay.
if you empty your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is cool with us. You can join the GK community on our Discord channel by clicking the link down in our description section below in order to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. You can also
All
hit
the way.
follow and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, then subscribing to our podcast channel by searching for 20,000 Films Under the Sea and leaving a review there.
Review.
Devin, our humble guest.
Mhm.
Ask me what?
What?
We have some director's content. It's like playing pass the song and be like, hey, pass it back, you fucking idiot. Guys,
No, it's mine.
the Shipwreck Show and Death Ratio have new episodes. Kinda.
All new.
Yeah, all new. The Shipwreck Show, a full episode. We got a chance to talk about I think that was our partiers episode, or did we do? No, it was Metalcore. It's Metalcore mainstream. We got a chance to talk, have a good conversation about that and like where music is at currently. Death Ratio is probably the best episode of Death Ratio has ever had. I'll be real.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
17 minutes of pure Death Ratio episodes.
Just pure unadulterated Death Ratio, dog.
Yep. Pure video games all the time.
Yeah, I heard they shouted us out on that podcast, dude. They shouted out 20,000 Films.
Wow. I mean,
yeah,
we are the classier podcast.
we are. Yeah, lots of class. Guys, this month has been a little weird. Obviously, we've had some weird episode hiccups. We've had some like cancellations. We've had a lot of weird stuff. It's because we're currently in our 1 month of rolling vacation weeks, where each one of us kind of like take a vacation, some vacation time away from Good Kraken for a week at a time, and we kind of go back to back to back to back. And sometimes, like when one guy is on his vacation, another person will have like life happen, or like someone will get like kicked by a moose or something, and then that'll kind of get in the way, and you know sometimes that means that we don't have everybody that is available on any given episode. So this will get cleaned up. We are getting things a little bit more organized as we kind of come to the end of the vacation, so just hang tight. We know things have been a little bit messy, but we're still here. Don't sweat it. We're still here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I fucked up that moose.
In your wildest dreams would you ever fuck up a moose?
I'm not the one who said I could knock out a deer.
A white-tailed deer is not the same as a moose, okay? It's just not. It's just not, pal.
I know. I'm not saying I can knock out a moose. Just said I fucked it up. You don't know how I did.
Oh, okay, dude, fair. Yeah, okay. You just crash a plane into a moose. I guess that's technically fucking it up. So
I mean, there's lots of different ways to do it.
ambulance, just drive an ambulance through the side of a moose. You know what I mean? I don't think meese, past tense, plural.
Moose.
I don't think
Just moose.
Mooses.
I don't think mooses
moose.
know how to sword
Just
fight.
moose. It's
So,
like
maybe you
No,
sword
they
fought a
don't.
moose. You know what I mean?
Maybe I did.
Terrible in
I
gun
haven't played a
battles.
lot of Final Fantasy.
There's not a single moose in John Wick, dude. I don't think that they can gun battle at all.
I think that sucks.
That does
Yeah.
suck, dude, because maybe we do need
We need more
a
moose representation in movies.
Dude,
Yeah,
facts,
more-
dude,
more
facts.
moose presentation.
Big fucking facts.
Yeah.
But speaking of movies, guys, we have two huge reviews that are coming this month. Superman 2025 will be released to the public. Our review on the 12th. And then the Fantastic Four First Steps, our review will be releasing on the 26th to the public. So please keep your eyes open. We will be here for that. I will not be here for Superman because that is my my vacation week. That's next week. But these fine gentlemen here will definitely be watching some Superman and Crypto. And what's his face as Lex Luthor, who I still have weird feelings about, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I think he's going to do a good job. I think he's going to do a good
I do
job,
too.
actually.
He's just not what I think Lex Luthor looks like in my head.
He's gonna be better than fucking Jesse Eisenberg.
True. Yeah, very true. I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
no,
Like
real.
my Lex Luthor, big antlers, stands about like 8 feet tall, right? and
Ritual?
yeah, has like there's been some cartoons made of him. Bullwinkle, you know what I'm saying? Wait, was that Rocky? Which one was the moose and Rocky and
Was
Bullwinkle?
Bullwinkle a cartoon?
Yeah. I
Was it?
mean, yeah, I think it was originally a cartoon, wasn't it?
I know. There's like a little like we have like a small like park arcade here in Oregon called Bullwinkle's, but I think that's the only one.
Yeah, because there's Rocky and Bullwinkle, right? That's what Bullwinkle's comes from. It's Rocky and Bullwinkle. I don't
No,
know
they
which
do it.
one was Rocky the little squirrel guy or was Bullwinkle the squirrel? I think
Yeah.
Bullwinkle's the moose. I think Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
That's a moose ass name.
I think
right?
so. I think that's
Did
a
you-
very moose.
Did you know
name.
they do
Yeah.
adult nights where there's no children allowed? It's really fun. It's really fun.
They just be fucking in Bullwinkles, dude. That's crazy.
Why is your mind hurt? No, they
like
just
you
let
say
people-
adult party, and I was like, damn, they're having
No,
orgies in
so
Bullwinkle.
no, you just get a drink throughout the park. So you get to have your tall boy Coors Light Silver Bullets and do bumper boats at the same time, dude.
DJ, what are we getting into next, my brother?
Well, my brother, as you asked that question, there's just so many things that are going on in the world, right?
Yes.
And so many things that go on in this podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you can tell, I was stalling for time opening up the document because we got the monologue.
That's right, baby. The monologue. This is where we tell you guys a little bit about some movies and shows that are coming out between today's recording date and the following week. Today is currently 4th of July. We got feelings about that. And we will be going through it. Not a lot this week. Mostly some bigger releases on the 2 Fridays. So this week, actually, technically, this movie came out on the 2nd, but this is the usual movie rollout day. So Jurassic World Rebirth came out in theaters, and then Sinners, the highly acclaimed film known as Sinners, is releasing on HBO Max for live streaming today. Good movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you have not watched
Great
that,
movie.
go watch that.
Insane movie.
I am likely going to watch it again, to be honest with you, because that is a fucking good movie.
I'm probably gonna watch it today. Like, it comes out today, right?
Yeah. HBO Max, my good sir.
Oh, have you not watched it?
No, he didn't get it. Yeah, because he wasn't here for a review, man. That's a
Oh.
movie and a half, brother.
Dude, bro, it's a heck
it's
of a
like-
movie, man.
I just was too busy when that movie came out
Yeah.
in theaters,
Yeah.
and so
You mean too
like, I'm
lazy?
probably just
Too
watch it.
lazy. Yeah.
Yeah, too lazy,
Yeah,
too
yes,
lazy. You know,
yeah.
I don't do
I
anything.
mean,
I don't do anything.
I've got 4 jobs, and I was able to go see it.
You know what's really like, funny about that? It's like
You had
Like-
3 jobs at that. You're
no, like 2 years ago, I did have 4.
I know. We know,
yeah, that's
brother.
why. That's why I'm making fun of.
Next
guys working,
Friday,
man.
we have Superman 2025 landing in theaters.
Superman.
I don't really need to tell you guys what Superman is. You know what
Dude,
Superman is.
okay, I just have to say this though. Like, people are like really cold on the Superman movie. I think it's gonna be fun as fuck.
I think it's
this
gonna be
movie's
freaking heckin' awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
think
got
this
a
movie's
good
gonna be
feeling.
really
It's gonna
good.
It's gonna kick a lot of ass. I'm excited.
Well-
I'm not gonna be on the review, but I'm still gonna go see it. I want to go see it. So that's gonna be
Like-
a good time.
I mean, let's just go see it together because I
Yeah.
love seeing movies like that with you because we just have those moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we get
And
hype. We get hype in theaters. They're trying to keep it alive, man. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah, like that last trailer they came out with was hype.
trailer. Good trailer. Good
Hype as
trailer,
hell.
man.
Like very good hype.
Yeah, feels good,
Yeah.
man. We also today have Foundation season 3 releasing on Apple TV Plus, and then lastly, the return of Dexter in Dexter Resurrection season 1 releases on Paramount Plus. I'm gonna try to see if
yeah.
I can fit some time with that between Ironheart right now, but
Did you watch the last Dexter show?
well, so
because
there's
there was-
another one that's like a different guy, and then
No, it's still Michael C. Hall. So
No.
yeah.
Right now, there's currently one with a different guy. Then before that was the one season of him with his son in like Alaska or some shit. And I did watch that. I have not watched the one with the
didn't-
other rando guy.
So I didn't finish the one with his son. I think I only watched like half of it.
I think the one with the other guy is actually just Dexter when he was like a teenager or something,
Young.
or like young adult.
Yeah.
Like But yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
watched that one. But the one with the sun was really good. I was like thoroughly impressed
You,
with that one.
you mean it's not the one with him as a teenager, isn't just Michael C. Hall with a wig?
Yeah, I know. They rolled that one back, man. They were like, no more wigs, guys. No more
But
wigs.
dude, honestly, that was really funny when they were doing that in the show because it's just like
It was fucking so bad.
Honestly, though, I love Dexter, so I really should just
Me
follow
too,
up on
man.
these shows.
Good show. Good follow up. Good thing to follow up on. And you guys at home can follow up with us because nextly we are getting into the final cut.
The final
Final
cut.
cut. I thought you were gonna say the final countdown, but you know, here we go.
Final countdown.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be. Guys, today for the final cuts, our headlining segment, we are talking Jurassic World Rebirth. Spoiler free
All
review.
right, let me roll for initiative.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We got a 13.
That's not bad. That's
Yeah,
okay. That's all
slow.
right. Still passes. DC
Could've
was a
been better.
10. DC was a 10. Guys, Zora Bennett leads a team of skilled operatives to the most dangerous place on Earth, an island research facility for the original Jurassic Park. Their mission is to secure genetic material from dinosaurs whose DNA can provide life-saving benefits to mankind. As the top secret expedition becomes more and more risky, they soon make a sinister, shocking discovery that's been hidden from the world for decades. Released on July 2nd, 2025. Directed by the Gareth Edwards, the king who had directed Godzilla from 2014, Rogue One, and the creator. This was written by the original writer of Jurassic Park, David Coep, who has also written for Spider-Man, The Mummy, and Secret Window. All really great works. Music was done by Alexandre Desplat, I think is how you pronounce it. He's done music for Casanova, Godzilla 2014, and the newest film, The Phoenician Scheme, which is out now in theaters still. Budget of $180 million, a box office of $30.5 million so far, and a runtime of 2 hours and 13 minutes. Some fun facts for you guys. Firstly, Gareth Edwards, quote unquote, dropped everything to direct the film, stating before production, quote, I was about to take a break and I started writing my next idea for a film, and this is the only movie that would make me drop everything like a stone and dive right in. I love Jurassic Park, so this opportunity is like a dream to me, and to work with Frank Marshall and Universal and David Coep, who's writing the script, I think they're all legends. So I'm just very excited. Good time, boys.
I mean, rightfully so, right? Like, rightfully so. You
Yeah,
should be excited to get an opportunity like that.
To work with the original writer of the original Jurassic Park movie, yeah, man, that's fucking rad. If I was a director, I'd be like, yeah, dude, let's make some fucking dinosaurs, man.
Who also did Spider-Man and The Mummy.
Yeah,
And
dude.
Secret Window is actually a banger of a thriller. Secret,
super fucking sleeper banger.
That's
dude.
like that's with Johnny Depp, right? Like that's the Johnny Depp movie.
Yep,
dude. Yeah, that's Alan Wake before Alan Wake.
Yes, yes, it really, really is, dude. Devin, do you actually want to take our next fun fact?
Absolutely. So, the next fun fact, the plot of the second novel, namely how InGen had many failures on the road to cloning dinosaurs that weren't shown to the guests during the Jurassic Park incident, is finally adapted here. With the trailer showing off a genetic abomination that is apparently a failed clone, while a still image reveals that at least one raptor, implied to be a prototype of the Mutodon, was created with two heads.
We're going to be diving into this a little bit more here in a bit during our, full-on review here.
Mhm.
But cool, just making sure people understand that this is part of some novelizations of the Jurassic Park books. So keep that in mind as we kind of broach this this topic a little bit deeply here in a minute. DJ, one last fun fact, sir. Go ahead and take it.
Yes, sir, I got you. For the first time in his career, director Gareth Edwards used a 35mm Kodak film stock to shoot Jurassic World Rebirth. While it's the sixth entry into the franchise to be filmed on celluloid, it's the first to utilize Panavision anamorphic lenses to achieve a native 2.39 to 1 aspect ratio. unlike Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom in 2018, which achieved the ratio by cropping digital footage from spherical ARRI Alexa 65 cameras. I don't know what that means.
Gareth
I
Edwards
like your funny words, Magic Man.
Gareth Edwards has some really cool fucking ideas for how he films his shit, man. I mean, like we saw what he pulled off in The Creator, and goddamn, what a dude. What a
Dude,
director,
The Creator, dude, that was like one of our best films of that year when we went to see it.
It's still one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever created. Like,
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
mean,
it's so
It's
sick.
like
and,
it's top 5 sci-fi movies of all time for me.
and his ideas for like how they were going to go with the camera work was a big part of why that movie hit so hard for us.
It was
because-
iPhone shot.
Yeah,
It was iPhone
fucking incredible, dude. Incredible.
shot. iPhone. He used 12 Pro Maxes at the time, is what they had.
Mhm.
I do want to like shout out to a lot of directors and cinematographers because a lot of people have been getting really creative with the way that they film their movies nowadays.
Yeah.
Outside of a lot of the generic franchises we see a lot of really cool cinematography and camera work lately.
Mhm.
And I want to give shout out to that because it's really cool seeing that implemented on a regular basis, you
Mm.
know,
Mm.
where not everybody's using the red line cameras, which is what Marvel does. Everybody, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Granted, people have done great work with those cameras, and we've touted a lot of Marvel, Star Wars movies and stuff like that before, regardless of them being hitters or not.
Mm.
But I really like to see the direction that a lot of people are going to, do a combination of digital and film in that way. We saw, more recently with 28 Years Later, that was all iPhone camera work. A lot of really pretty cinematography in that movie too. Just with the way that they've been experimenting with all this stuff.
Yeah. No, 100% agreed, man. Like, there's been some really, really cool creative choices and how they've been going about it lately. It's cool. They're trying to up their ante a little bit here, and we are going to up our ante now because DJ, I want to pass the ball to you, my good sir. Firstly, are you caught up on the Jurassic Park movies?
No,
Cool.
no, this is my first one since the first Jurassic World, which I saw like years ago. That was like years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Jurassic
Honestly, that
World
movie-
or the
that
first
movie-
Jurassic Park?
World.
Gotcha.
I've never seen the first movie.
Gotcha.
Wait,
Dude,
what?
hey, Devin, listen, man. We've been talking about this for years. He's got some movies to catch up on. I know.
I know. Do not let, regardless of whatever we end up rating this movie, do not let that like skew your perception of the original Jurassic Park. And sometime you need to watch that movie and report back to us.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Yeah, Jurassic Park's
Like,
10
really.
out of 10 movie, bro. Like 10 out of 10 movie for fucking
Yeah.
That's what I've been
sure.
hearing, man. That's what I've been hearing.
Oh, good stuff. Anyways, DJ, what were your thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth?
Man, I don't know how we got to this point. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Sure.
In terms of this film, I know the Jurassic World films haven't been like the best, but it's gotten a good enough following for where we've had multiple movies within this franchise. And I wonder how those people who like this franchise feel about this movie, because for me personally, I don't like this movie.
Sure.
There's a lot to pick at, and not to be nitpicky, not to fucking put my nose up and be like, oh, holy, that this it's
Oi,
not,
me know,
not
yeah.
a good, yeah, it's not a cinematic masterpiece. It's not I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd or whatever the fuck that fucking app is.
Yeah.
But this movie, I'm sad because visually it's stunning. This is a visually stunning movie. It looks really good. Like, props to Garrett Edwards to and how he was able to bring this movie to life, with the human characters alongside the visual effects of these big dinosaurs that we see. But I think the story sucks.
Mm.
for lack of a better word, because there's so many moving parts of this story. For it to conclude so anticlimactically, if that's a word,
Yeah.
that I thought, wait, that's it? Like at the end of the film, I was like, that's it? No, like, am I waiting for like another part, another act to show up, and then the credits start rolling? I'm like, oh wow, that really was it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it makes it hard with so many moving parts, so many different characters. It makes it really hard to sympathize or empathize with any of them, truly.
Yeah.
Because and even some of them are written to be like you're supposed to not like this guy, but it's written or to not like this character, but they're written in a way where it's like it's hard to think anything else about this character.
Yeah.
Um, and it's very cringeworthy. Like the what's it? What's his name? Xavier?
The rich dude,
No, not the
or
rich dude.
Mahershala Ali.
No. What's the boyfriend's name?
Well, scientist dude.
No, 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 no,
No.
no.
The boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
I have
young
weed.
kid.
I have a bag of weed. Might be wet.
Yes, gotcha. That
I gotta
boyfriend.
take a piss.
Yeah. What was his name? Let me find out for you. Xavier. Yeah, Xavier. You're right.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
See,
Yep.
and you didn't even remember his name.
Yep.
You just remember what he did.
Yeah.
That's my point. The fact that Ernell had to genuinely look it up, what the fuck that guy's name is. But you knew, like, as soon as I was like, you know, some of these one-liners, he's written like an asshole, and then we're supposed to feel sorry or like empathetic to him. Like, I honestly would have threw him off the boat. I would have left him to die. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking ass
Like
outta
his
here,
early,
right?
yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, and if this was focused on that one family, sure, you know, you could make a whole movie about that. But it feels weird, like hopping back and forth between these two perspectives, between Zora, this like cutthroat mercenary, you know, for profit, like, you know, when's the next paycheck type of thing. I'll do anything for cash, kill anyone for cash type of person. To back to this like family who does this like one sailboating trip from Cape Cod, from Barbados to Cape Cod every so often for some reason, knowing that there's like dinosaurs in the water. And there've been dinosaurs. That's how they've established the world already. Dinosaurs have been there since the first fucking movie. So the fact that they've done this before and like this is the first time they had problems, I just don't get it. I don't get it. The scientist guy, I forgot his name already.
Henry.
Dr. Henry Loomis. I actually
Henry
kind of liked
Loomis,
him.
yeah. He's
I actually
cool.
kinda
He's
liked
cool.
him.
He has some personality. He's not like a typical like the scientist guy in the movie where he's like, you know, pushes up his glasses like, well, actually, he is that guy, but he does it in a more charming and like sarcastic and funny way instead of like, actually, it's blah 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 blah.
He feels like
dinosaur.
the closest to Milo in Atlantis that we've ever gotten in a
Yeah.
movie. Like he feels really close
dude,
to that.
You saying
Yes.
that just makes me want a live action Atlantis.
He would be
He's a lot
perfect
of
for that.
characters, yeah.
You would genuinely be perfect for that movie.
Actually, yeah, he
As
would.
Milo.
He would be perfect for that role.
He looks that part.
Yeah. He also looked like Wolverine at one point.
Yeah, a little bit. And for how this mission's supposed to go, I feel like, did you guys also feel that it was too simple?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
way it's like we need to premises. Let's extract the DNA and fluid samples from these megalosaurs or whatever the fuck they're called, these big ass dinos. And all we have to do is just shoot them with this like injector thingy, and then like as soon as it fills up the canister, pop, it goes out. We catch it, we freeze it in the fucking cryo case. And the way they get to these dinosaurs is relatively easy until like flying in MacGuffin, like, oh, here's the obstacle right here. Here's the obstacle, and it's like going straight towards it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I feel like that it just comes out of nowhere. There's like no real setup to how they get this extraction, how there's conflict. Like it's like it feels manufactured conflict. That's the word I'm going for.
Okay. Okay.
So it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like a natural progression. Story doesn't feel like a natural progression either. We're just hopping from place to place. Um, the characters start like stuff happens to them, and we're like, "Am I supposed to care? You know, am I really supposed to care?" And they do like a. I wish they would build on some of these characters, like Duncan, Mahershala Ali's character. He has like some subtle storytelling with him, like out of context. He's just like he has a picture of his son, um, and he served with Zora, our main character, in quote, um, for like 10 years in Marsoc. A lot of military jargon for no reason. Like we're supposed to know what that means
For no fucking reason, dude.
Yeah. Like we're supposed to know what that means, and I'm pretty sure if you were in the military, I'm pretty sure you might cringe at that, at some of the things that they were saying.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know
sure.
if that's valid. I don't know if they had like a on standby like military advisor to like go over the script, but I'm like 10 years in Marsoc, like okay.
It gives stolen valor so hard, dude. Devin, what's
Devin.
up?
On that note, I was going to talk about this during my segment. Did Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson's characters just feel like they had the most forced dialogue scene that went on for like 3 minutes too long on the boat?
The like in the
Yeah, on the
kitchen
boat,
area.
the
Yeah.
Dude,
and then like
like I could not
I
like that is the worst performance I've probably seen from either of the actors. Like straight up. Like
Yeah.
like it did not feel genuine. It did not feel like it felt
I
like they were reading
I
a
was gonna point that
teleprompter.
out. I was gonna point that out. Now that you remind me, Devin, it is. I think it's literally there to get them screen time because they're like breaking this 180 rule. Like they're cutting back and forth between them
Crazy, dude.
like 8 times in this dialogue sequence, and I'm like, I'm thinking in the back of my head, like it took me out of the film to be like, I wonder how many takes that took. Like, did they be like, okay, ScarJo, this camera, you do your lines, and then switch it up. All right, Mahershala Ali, do your lines. Like it wasn't an actual conversation. It was just like they're like speaking lines to each other and like cut together, edited to seem like it had conversation. And it was very blatant, and like Devin said, it is one of the most forced things. It's like, what happened to Booker? So, he died.
It felt like small talk you have with your family in the first like 10 minutes of you like arriving at like the party, right? Like
but it's like,
Yeah.
and maybe I don't know, maybe this is part of her character. We've as a people, as viewers, have been wrong about many like characters and how like awkward they are socially. I mean, maybe that's part of ScarJo's character.
Yeah.
Zora, maybe she is like kind of just like socially inept because she's just known for just like being a mercenary. I don't know. I have no clue. I felt like what we seen, like it would make sense in my brain if we didn't see both of them like 20 minutes before being more charming and more like socially adept than that. Like if this was like their first time meeting, or like, if it establishes the first time we're seeing them, maybe we could give it a little bit more leeway. But that was just so awkward, dude. It was such a awkward conversation. And like, and I gotta rip on ScarJo's character. Like, Scarlett Johansson is a great actor. I love her. But she doesn't sell me as this mercenary. She doesn't sell me as this gun for hire
at all, dude.
The only part that she does at all is in the very final act, but nothing leading up to that like makes me believe.
she has great emotion, like she shows great emotion, but at the same time, I'm not convinced. Maybe I haven't met enough mercenaries. I haven't met enough like PMCs in my life to know how they talk and how they act. But I for sure don't think it fits in this movie, and I
No.
don't think it just looked so uncomfortable for her to do that. I mean, I could be wrong, but it just doesn't sell me at all. Mahershala Ali, I could believe. I could believe he has a little bit more, but at the same time, um, doesn't sell me either. There's also another guy, freaking Atwater, who gets like 15 minutes of screen time tops.
How do they have
And
Ed
then
Skrein in this movie and they used him for 15 minutes, bro?
dude, he was gone like that, man. I don't know what the hell happened there. And then like there was this other chick on the boat. We're like, okay,
Nina!
like who is she?
Nina!
Dina!
Nina!
Dina! Dina! And I'm like, why is he yelling? Why not other French, the other French dude who actually like shared fucking dinner with her, like over a pot?
So he did not give a shit, I guess. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
all he
Dude.
said, he picks up a handkerchief. He's like, he just looks at his hand. And I'm like,
Yep.
I would give up there, dude. I wouldn't even like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. This
Final thoughts,
this movie's
DJ.
weird. I think it's mid. I think this is mid. It's not like the worst movie I've ever seen, but it definitely doesn't fill me with any other emotion than just emptiness.
Sure. Emptiness is
Yeah.
the word tonight, guys. Devin, let's go to you, my friend. What were your thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth?
It was a movie.
It was a movie, dude.
Yeah. I honestly, the second after so I like the initial intro scene, like the flashback scene. I like that. I like the setup. It was very like 80s movie inspired, and I like that setup a lot. Also the Snickers product placement and what that did. Like,
Dude, oh my god, I forgot. I forgot about that. This whole movie would have not
because of the
happened
Snickers
if
wrapper.
one guy didn't eat a Snickers bar on the job.
Yeah, Snickers, you got a lawsuit
Like-
coming your way, man.
Like you couldn't come up with anything else. Anything else.
No,
Like-
so here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that was in the like something similar had to be in the book.
Like
You know what I mean?
you
I mean,
couldn't write
maybe,
that out.
maybe,
Like,
dude.
we
We'll
couldn't write that out like at all. You're telling me we saw someone walk past too. We saw someone walk
Yeah.
past. They didn't see the Snickers wrapper on
Also,
the ground. They're like, "Hey man,
The fact
why are you littering?"
the fact that the Snickers wrapper did that though, like just like the second it happened, I immediately laughed out loud. Like you can ask, I immediately reacted.
Yeah, like, but like I'm saying, like, what could that Snickers wrapper have done to that door for it to like short circuit? Like,
Oh
genuinely,
God.
what could it possibly have done?
Is it in the book? Is it in the book?
No, it's not, dude. In the book, InGen, the company responsible for cloning the dinosaurs, had a near complete theme park in Isla Nublar. A rival company, Biosyn, interferes with the park systems, causing a shutdown and allows the dinosaurs to escape. That's so much cooler.
That's so much better. That's so much better.
Dude, why did they leave that out, bro?
Bro, you could have tied it into like Zora or Duncan being part of that group of like mercenaries they hired to sabotage, dude.
Or
like,
the guy that was hiring was part of.
Yeah,
Right,
dude.
right, dude.
Man.
Oh my God, bro. That makes me so angry.
and, dude, if we had a Jurassic Park movie with human conflict like that, you know what I'm saying?
I go
With
crazy,
dinosaurs
right,
involved too,
dude? For real.
like imagine like mercenaries fighting each other while also having to deal, like it'd be a PvPvE situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Fucking, oh man.
anyways,
yeah, continue.
anyways, my second part that made me go, "Oh, fuck this movie," is the way that they just wrote out everything that happened in the last like two movies.
Just backpedaled the fuck out of the last
Yeah,
two movies. Like, just try
because
to find every way to make the last two movies not fucking matter, right? Like,
Mhm.
the whole point of rebooting this franchise and calling it Jurassic World instead of Jurassic Park is it was supposed to be dinosaurs everywhere.
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, disease and habitats failing to accommodate dinosaurs does make sense, but I don't think it would just kill off a whole global spread of species, especially when this species was designed to adapt
yeah,
to its environment,
yeah,
And the only reason why they got killed off entirely was because of a giant fucking molten rock that hit our planet
yeah,
millions of years ago. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, like, the fact that that got written out and the only excuse was like, oh, they got sick. And it was only like 17 years is the time frame passing. Like,
that's all it
I
took,
can't
dude.
believe that. I
Crazy,
can't believe that.
fucking
Like, I
crazy,
really
dude.
cannot believe that, especially when they establish later in the movie about how these dinosaurs can adapt and survive for over a century. Like, fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, fuck
yeah,
off on
man,
that. Like,
yeah,
it contradicts itself so hard on that. Um, Other than that, I did like the introduction of the three main characters. Um, in the museum part, like, they kinda
oh
got me
yeah,
with that humor.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
with
sure, for
with
sure,
the
for
Altoid
sure.
crutching, and then it was, like, a minute of that, and then she finally goes, "Okay, so you ready?" And he's like, "Yeah."
That was a
So,
pretty funny scene for
yeah,
sure.
like, I'll give him that, I'll give them that. It didn't feel forced. It felt like a very subtle way of just, like, "I just need some time." I kinda like that aspect. Um, with that being said, I think the strongest character in this movie is Jonathan Bailey's character. Like,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like Dr. Henry Loomis. I think he was great. I also liked, the child actor, Audrina Miranda,
Hmm.
the little girl.
She did good.
Um, yeah, I do think that those could have been 2 separate movies, though. Like I'm saying, like how we said,
Mm-hmm.
the 2 opposing bioscience companies with mercenaries would have been a cool idea, and then a family getting lost. you know,
Yeah,
at sea.
yeah.
I think those could have
Yeah.
been 2 separate stories. Um,
Yes.
the Xavier kid, I fucking hated him right away.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit, we did get a couple good scenes with him. We did
Sure,
get a couple good
sure,
scenes. I don't
sure.
wanna give him away or talk about him too
Yeah,
much,
yeah, yeah, no,
but
for
just
sure,
the
for
whole
sure.
leading up to, "I have to take a piss." I like and then the
Yeah.
other one, it's like, "Alright, let's get going. Let's go this way.
Well,
Let's
let's go
go
this
that
way
way."
over there. I got a bag of weed. Might be a little damp, but
But,
you
like, he
you
was
you want to
definitely the
smoke?
comic
You ever
relief.
smoked? Just pointing to the fucking girl. You ever smoked?
Yeah, he was just the comic relief of the movie. He's not my favorite character by any means. Um, Also, like, the father just randomly going, "Oh, it's geothermal power," like, how he
Yeah.
just knew that. Like,
I
It's
like I
geothermal
literally
power.
leaned over to Marilyn and I was like, so sailboat dad just suddenly knows thermodynamics, I guess. Like, well, like,
yeah, yeah.
This is geothermal
Um,
power, like geothermal, like okay.
it runs with
DJ, I
atoms.
wish that we could I wish you could see movies with us because, like, every now and then I'd lean over to Ernell and I'd just be like, "Blade wouldn't have to deal with this shit right now."
Bro, I'm like, dude, every time I see Mahershala Ali, I'm like, fuck, we could have a Blade movie.
Damn, dude, you're stealing
And
Blade from
and
us for this, bro? Like, that's crazy,
yeah,
dude.
and, like, every now and then I'd be like, "I hope I could still be Blade after this."
Continue on, Devin.
But, yeah, the the human writing for this movie, because, it is human and dinosaurs, I do kinda, like, look at those as 2 separate things in a sense because we've gotten,
Mhm.
what, 7 of these Jurassic movies now?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
the
Yep.
human writing in this is so inconsistent. Like, some characters are really strong and some are just dull, like, did someone just fresh out of high school write this? Which
Mm,
is really telling. I almost don't want to blame the writer for this because, as we know, I feel like there might have been studio interference on that front.
Mm.
You know, um,
That's fair.
because I'll be honest, Steven Spielberg hasn't been hitting really for a while now.
Yeah,
He
fair.
he just hasn't. Um, and it sucks to say that, you know. Sometimes, you know, people should stop eventually, like Zack Snyder. But
Go
like, you know,
on.
just hang it up, dog. Just hang it up, dog. Um, but I thought they did some cool dinosaur moments. Like I did like some of the moments that we got. However, there wasn't a lot of dinosaur moments in this movie
Mm,
compared to other Jurassic movies. This might be some of the least amount of screen time we actually get with dinosaurs,
mm,
like ever in any of these movies, which is kind of disappointing because there are raptors in the movie, but there's not raptors.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that is like the staple. Like that is the height of tension. That is the thrilling spot is when, you know, the humans are getting hunted by the raptors. Like that is always the best because the way that they implement like the intelligence of the creature and the way that they hunt and stuff and the communication between them, that's always been the best part of every single Jurassic movie they've ever made. And their mutated flying stuff that they have, it just didn't fill the spot for me,
Mm,
Mm.
you know? It didn't do it. It
yeah,
didn't do it.
sure.
Um, the Mutadon, it's pretty cool looking. It's pretty cool looking. Kinda
Pretty
reminds
scary
me of
looking.
Cloverfield. Kinda reminds me of Cloverfield. Am I wrong
Yeah.
on that?
Sure.
Kinda
No,
looks like a
yeah, I
Cloverfield
agree.
monster.
I agree.
Um, I think the character at the end who was doing stuff,
Mm.
I think that really should have happened, personally, for the writing.
Okay. Yeah.
It seemed like a cop out, like, to do a sequel of some sorts because they're gonna do a sequel. It's this is Jurassic, the IP inherently is it makes universal money. It always does. It doesn't matter how good the movie is or how bad the movie is, it just makes them money.
Mm.
So, I'm I think out of everybody involved in this movie, this is one of the weakest movies they've ever done. One of. I'm not gonna say the, but one of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
I will agree with DJ on this full front. This is mid. It's very mid.
Yeah.
It's mid.
Mid.
Gotcha, man. So yeah, this movie. Okay, so you know how when people say if you do something with enough like vigor and confidence that everyone around you will believe it. You know, like no matter how like stupendous or like, you know, whatever. Like you could walk into like a groceries, like a Walmart, and with the Walmart shirt on. And if you just look like you're doing Walmart employee things, like everyone would just think you're a Walmart employee. This movie is 2 hours of what feels like everybody thinking they're doing it with enough confidence that it feels like every character in this movie is just fake as fuck besides the boyfriend comedic relief being the
Yeah.
only person who actually feels like a real human being in this movie. And even he
The doctor.
the
The doctor feels real to
the
me.
doctor feels like okay. Like there's some stuff that I'm like weirdly inconsistent with him too because like we have a story with typical cookie cutter mercenary badass chick main character, her helpful friend, a super dopey like goofy nerdy scientist guy, and then like or Walmart Orlando Bloom all like get together to go on this.
I knew he looked like somebody, dude. I was
I
man.
was like, this is the most like not Orlando Bloom looking Orlando Bloom
He's
dude
like a
I've
mix
ever
of like
fucking seen in my
Orlando
life,
Bloom
bro.
and
Like,
Antonio Banderas, dude. Like I don't know what the fuck.
No, it's like Orlando Bloom mixed with that content creator who's really rich, who has the big nose that travels everywhere.
Yeah. No, 100%. And we have this like setup where it could, in theory, be a really, really cool dinosaur adventure, and they half bake all of it. Every single thing in this movie feels so like secondary, thought out every single step of the way, that and with just so many like convenient things happening
Yes.
all the way through, like from the fucking escape of the dinosaurs and like the like beginning part of the movie to like what happens to them
A lot
on
of
the
MacGuffins,
island. Like,
dude.
just so many MacGuffins in this movie, just so many things of just like, guys, like, and like it started to feel like they were throwing in characters for character's sake, because they knew with what they had for this dinosaur adventure, with just the like collecting the like bio stuff and the stuff with the family, both they didn't write well enough to stand alone, so they put them together, is just what it felt like. Like, both of these individual stories, they didn't put together well enough. So they said, well, what if we just like smash them in like these characters together? Because I don't know about you guys, but they showed like that Nina chick and like the what was his name, like Leclerc or some shit like that. They started showing them in the movie.
Leclerc.
And I was like, why? Who are these people? Like, every time they show, I was like, why are they here? Like, they're like, they were trying to like convince us that we should care about all these characters in this movie, and the only one I cared about was the scientist dude. That was it. And even the scientist,
no friends
dude,
before breakfast.
the scientist dude, I was so like whiplashed, because out of nowhere, he's like, what if we didn't give it to him? And I was like, wait, what? Like, what? Like, why is he
Where was this his
suddenly
motivation? Like, where did it come from?
Like, why didn't they explain this off the jump, that he was like only part way interested in doing this for those reasons? Like, they kind of just comes out of fucking nowhere, and I was like, whoa. Why? Like, I thought he was in it to win it, like 100%, dude. Like, and out of nowhere, he's like, okay, but like, let me pass an idea by you, right? What if we just like didn't?
Let's give it to everyone.
Let's give it to everybody. And then like, and
But
she,
like, what if? And then she's like, no.
it felt like they were just trying to give her like ScarJo like some kind of internal conflict to have to deal with, when like we don't.
Why would she care? We've not given any reason why she should care at all.
Why should she give a shit? She just wants to get paid, right? And like every Jurassic movie we've gotten so far, Devin, let me ask you, has it ever been the internal conflict you cared about in Jurassic movies? Because for me,
I feel like there's maybe three Jurassic movies where internal conflict really mattered.
right.
And it was the first three, arguably maybe four.
Right. And the internal conflict was still an external force, right? Because like in each of those movies, it was always like, okay, we have the dinosaurs and what people are doing to these dinosaurs. These are animals. Leave them the fuck alone, right? That was the internal conflict of the original like first three movies. That's fine. That's totally cool, because that's still about the external thing around them. The thing being the dinosaurs, right? That's what we care about in the Jurassic movies, is the fucking dinosaurs. And I think that they want so bad to have the good human story, like Devin was saying, but they don't know how to write it. I don't know what it is about this franchise that makes them like incapable of like giving us good human stories, and also at the same time not giving us enough dinosaur to make up for that. Like, if they could have bad human stories, if they were giving us cool enough dinosaur set pieces that could make up for that, right? The boat sequence was almost there except this fucking like fishy dinosaur thing did nothing. It did nothing. The Spinosauruses at the beach did more than that big whale of fucking dawn did the entire half an hour that it was on fucking screen, dude. It did nothing. I don't know why that thing was so intimidating. It was just big. Like I was kind of hoping it would kill the like one person of the family. Then I would have been like, oh, dope, I'm in, dude. You know, like
on like I do have to give him credit in this movie though. They actually had a more accurate representation of dinosaurs,
yeah,
like
sure.
realistic. Because they do introduce the Spinosaurus for the first time in Jurassic Park 3, and they made it bigger than a T-Rex and like deadlier and meaner looking.
Yeah, right.
But like you notice how these were like smaller and had like littler arms and legs and stuff like that. This was way more accurate to compared to how
like visually speaking, for sure.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
Why didn't the Spinosauruses react more the first time that they were shown? Because they did show them earlier.
That's what I mean, man. It's like the dinosaurs just like start to feel like robot machines that aren't like actually thinking like Predator. Like you know what I mean? Like they were almost there with the I don't want to spoil it. The raft sequence, right? The raft. And
yeah,
I was like, why is this dinosaur cuter than it ever has been in any of the other movies? Why do they have it doing that? And like I feel like I understand like the point being because like that dinosaur specifically probably did act that way, but like we're talking about like a specific dinosaur that's been like a big deal in like Jurassic Park movies for a really long time, and they made it lovable in a weird kind of awkward way. And like, so my point being is that like all of the, I feel like I agree with DJ when he says that like there's hardly any dinosaur screen time in this. And
that's what I said.
Oh, you said that. Yeah, my mistake. There's hardly any dinosaur screen time in this. And because there's hardly any dinosaur screen time in this, you would think there would be good human writing. But no. So we get a movie with bad human writing and very minimal dinosaur. Why am I watching a Jurassic World movie? Yeah. I don't understand the point in spending my time watching this bullshit about a family that shouldn't be there, a group that aren't really all that fucking committed to what they're doing, just having all the conveniences in the fucking world. Like the one thing that like me and Devin pointed out, DJ, was like the scientist dude falls from that cliff, right? Very conveniently lives, by the way. And somehow they ran down like 150 flights of stairs to meet him at the same time that he fell. Okay. Like Devin, go ahead.
I mean, it was not 150. It was, they said about 450 to 500 feet up. It's roughly every 10 foot. So like maybe 50 flights of stairs, but still.
Okay. Still, it was a lot of stories.
Still, like
bro.
50, like there's no elevator out there in the jungle. I'm pretty sure.
I will say this though. In all the other Jurassic Park movies, there is a conflict between dinosaurs too, where the dinosaurs, like you see dinosaurs fighting, whether they're trying to be apex predators or fighting over territory and stuff like that. And like we got one small moment in this movie where there was like a
kind of a thing like that. Yeah.
But like nothing to the effect that we've gotten in any of the other movies.
Yeah, ever. Dude, no, for fucking real.
And the more I think about this, the more I think about this movie is better if you watch Jurassic Park 3.
I mean, sure. Like, because
this is Jurassic Park 3. That's what this movie is.
If it was,
and Jurassic Park 3 is better
if it was a worse written Jurassic Park 3, sure. Like cuz that's like the big thing that I'm like so like weird, like feels so weird about this movie. Because it just feels like everything's fucking half baked, man. And here's an example, right? Our BBEG, this Mutadon that not Mutadon. This is the big bulbous fucker that they show in all the trailers.
Mr. Beluga.
Mr. Beluga, right? And all the advertisement material are showing this guy. This dinosaur is in the movie for like 20 minutes. I just want people to know that. This dinosaur is not even like the main dinosaur in this fucking movie. Yet all of the marketing is leaned on this fucking dinosaur being like the selling point of this fucking movie. Right? The BBEG of this film. And this dinosaur is like, I think personally, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, probably the least intimidating of them in all of the Jurassic Park movies. Like, and even though it does more physically, it can do more. Like, this dude's like grabbing people like a fucking apple out of like a grocery store, right? He's like, yummy, yum, and like eats people and shit. Has hands, right? Multiple hands, actually. And should on
he looks
paper,
scary as a silhouette.
Yeah, dude. Like on paper, this dinosaur should have been terrifying. I thought for a second that this dinosaur was producing the fog it was in, and I was like, "Oh, that goes so fucking crazy, dude. That goes so hard." But no, it actually is like fucking 80 stories tall. It can still hide in fog. Don't fucking know why. But like, it also does nothing. It's slow. It can't hide. It's just this sort of like large, bulbous beluga whale dinosaur creepy mess that I think is half as intimidating as all the other like bad guy dinosaurs we've got in all the other movies. I wanted this like weird hybrid dinosaur mutated thing to like have something about it that was like super imposing. Right? Like it was super fast, or it could like actually like turn invisible, or it could throw spikes out of its fucking mouth or some shit like that. Right? Like it had nothing about it that was special besides that it just had hands that could grab things. That's it.
Dude.
Right?
Yeah, man. It is so interesting, bro, because it's like what you could have made it menacing. Like, what movies? What rating is this movie? Like PG-13?
PG-13. Yep.
I feel like there are so many elements trying to make it rated R. Like if this was a horror movie, like they try to lean into some horror aspects. Like I understand maybe that's like part of the Jurassic thing, like adding tension.
Yeah.
It totally is. It's supposed to be a survival like horror like thing. Like what do you do if you're getting hunted by dinosaurs?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I feel like if they leaned into it more, like this movie would be a little bit better. Like it wouldn't save it.
No, that's actually a very good point, because this movie has all of the same things that scary movies have without anything that scary movies have to like make it better. You know what I mean? Because like, when you see like a scary movie, right? People are making decisions that don't make sense left and fucking right. You know what I mean? Like scary movies are just chock full of people just doing shit that don't make fucking sense. Right? Convenient things fucking happen all the fucking time. There just so happens to be like a thing there that can slow this guy down. Right? Horror movie fucking classic formula. This had none of the good stuff, like cool death scenes, cool action set pieces. Like it had none of those things that scary movies have to help make up for the fact that they're cheesy as fuck. So this movie just ends up being a half-baked, cheesy as fuck movie.
Because at least it was horror, we would have been like, oh, maybe some of this is camp. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Right. Devin, you look like you're
the best scene. The best scene that implemented any horror aspect of the movie was the river scene, right?
The raft.
And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think. Actually, no, I don't want to say that because I can spoil stuff. For
Yeah.
But
No, don't do it. I know you want to do it.
There's if a specific thing happened on that would have added so much more severity
Uh-huh.
to the movie.
You mean actual consequence? If actual consequences happened in this fucking movie, maybe it would have been better. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
Also,
No,
if
I
you're listening
agree.
to this, obviously you have the ability to look up spoilers for yourself, and I'm not going to spoil anything. But if you look up the cast, it's very easy to tell who dies in this movie because they don't have last names. The characters, if you look up the cast listing.
Fair point. Fair point. With that said, let's kill this review now. DJ, should people watch this right away? And what is your rating?
People shouldn't really watch this right away. I don't think it's worth your time to. And I'm gonna give this that's just straight up 5, man. Not
Sure.
good, not bad.
Sure. Devin.
I think the only way to get any sort of enjoyment off of this is to watch it on I don't even want to say like big screen, but like a very big TV or something with lots of sound, because like that's the only way to really experience dinosaurs. Because like I will say that this franchise inherently experienced on smaller TVs, it doesn't do it justice. But I'm also not going to say go see this movie now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I see every Jurassic movie because I grew up on Jurassic Park and I
Right.
like dinosaurs.
Right.
I'll say it that way. This movie almost like it was almost decent. That's what I'll say.
Almost
It was
fine.
almost
Right?
decent.
Almost fine.
Like I can confidently say this is better than the last two ones.
Agreed.
I can confidently say that. But the first 4 movies are definitely better than this movie if I was going to rank anything. This is like a 5.5, 5.7. I don't really know. I think a lot of it for me is I actually did really like the Doctor character, and I thought it was one of the better characters that they've written for the Jurassic franchise in a long time.
Yeah, sure.
But they needed to do more with him, and I hope if they do a sequel off of this, I hope they learn from their mistakes, because this is the 3rd one in a row where I've just been like, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, 5 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no and 5. I mean, like, dude, this movie is not worth the $20 asking price. It's just not, dude. Like, yes, Devin's right. The only way to fully experience a Jurassic movie is to see it on some sort of elevated level. I don't think this is the one you need to worry about, y'all. Like this is just
absolutely
just like the last two. I like that. Don't get me wrong, this is better than the last two. I agree with you, Devin. I don't think that this is the one that's like, no, you have to go see this in theaters, right? And
Agreed.
so yeah, I just wait. Maybe see this for a matinee price. If you really want to get the full like dinosaur experience, maybe
Absolutely.
get it on before 2 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
right?
$5 Tuesday, yo. Go see it for
$5
$5
Tuesday, brother. Like, yeah, don't spend the whole amount on this. Yes, 5. I think that this movie is aggressively mid. Aggressively. It's better than the 3 and 4 I gave the last 2 movies.
I don't remember what I gave. I think I gave the last one a 2.
You really did not like the last. I liked the last movie better than you did for fucking sure. But
I hated it.
yeah, that movie was rough. It was really, really rough. And this one, like, at least is not as bombacious and ridiculous and over the top. Thankfully, and I think that's very much thanks to the original writer being involved in this. But it still was just not enough. And yeah,
Dude,
so
it's just for me too. The thing that really killed this movie for me is that scene we talked about between Scar Joe and Mahershala Ali. That is one of the most forced scenes I've ever seen in my life. It's straight up,
man. Two amazing actors pinned on this movie. And actually, fun fact, ScarJo wasn't even the original choice for this role. It was Jennifer Lawrence and Dakota Fanning both turned this role down. And so ScarJo was like their third place option. And
she wanted the paycheck. That's what it was. She's like, oh, fuck it, I'll take the money.
Real life and in the movie, yeah, for sure. And I can't for the life of me imagine what Jennifer Lawrence or Dakota Fanning would have done in this role. But it probably would have been better than whatever ScarJo gave us, because that was just crazy to me. Anyways, that'll put us at an official 5 out of 10 from us here at 20,000 Films. And we thank all of you at home for engaging with this piece of content to help us help you find out if this movie is worth watching. Probably isn't, because this has been 20,000 Films Under the Sea, your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want each and every week. If you want some behind the scenes action, you can head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/goodkrakenpods, where you can get exclusive content, discounts on merchandise, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. Don't forget to join the GK community on our Discord channel by clicking the link down in our description section below, hitting follow and subscribe here on YouTube, and then just subscribing to our podcast channel by searching for 20,000 Films Under the Sea and leaving us a review there. We have to go, everybody. But until next time, my friends, I've got a bag of weed.
Dita!
I gotta take a piss. I gotta take a piss.